Figure 4 Radio.
Lock it in. Lock it in. Lock it in. Lock it in.
Figure 4 Radio.
Hello everyone, welcome to Figure 4 Radio. It's the Mastermind Ollie Spring. Today we're not in Mastermind Towers. We're on location in Leighton Buzzard in the beautiful Lance Apartment. I'm joined by Hustle Malone. Lock it in. Is that right? Yeah.
Nailed it.
Nice.
Nailed it.
I'm totally going to sample that and then put it over. It's going to be the new intro.
Perfect.
So Hustle, how's it going, man?
Yeah, doing good, man. You?
All good, yeah. So we're here today to talk about Sacrifice Pro.
Yeah.
And everything that has gone into it, everything that's come out of it, and everything that's happened because of it.
Cool.
So I think let's go right back to the start. Hope Wrestling was still all Hope Wrestling.
Yep.
Talk us through the timeline of, because I know there's Apex is like a breakaway of Hope, and they're now kind of not in line with Hope in as many ways. You are definitely under Hope. It's a bit weird, isn't it?
Okay. So Apex and Hope are pretty much completely broken away. They don't consult each other on things and stuff like that.
I kind of see it almost like a divorce.
Yeah,
and like
pretty much.
One's gone one way, one's gone the other.
That's it. Let's call a spade a spade. Do you know what I mean? Like, somebody can be a face in one place and a heel in the other. Like, spade a spade.
There you go.
In terms of Sacrifice, yeah, we're under the Hope umbrella. We're part of the Hope family. We believe in the same sort of, building the same sort of products. I think the Hope fans are excellent. They're so passionate.
100%.
They're so into it, which is fantastic. Exactly what you want. So we're under that, but at the same time, we are our own brand. We are our own product. We want to carve out our own image. That's why we're not, like Hope, Adrenaline or whatever cool 90s name I can just stick on the end there.
Throw a Z at the end just because.
Throw a Z on the end. Rage. There was we were asking somebody, a couple of the trainee lads recently, for suggestions for what to call the next show.
That was the longest thread I've ever seen on Facebook.
I loved it.
I loved you in there as well.
There were some fantastic ones in there.
What were your favourites?
So my brother he has the best mind in wrestling because he.
The amount of stories I've heard about your brother coming up with ideas and saying things.
He gives no shits about wrestling. He doesn't.
We should probably get him on, actually.
Man. just as a little taster for the audience.
Yeah.
He once suggested a ladder match that Shogun J wins, and then when he gets to the top, instead of a belt, there's a bit of paper that just says "Freedom?" ? And as he's like looking at it, like all the other wrestlers are at the bottom just going, "Go, go," and he just takes it and runs off.
Wow.
So yeah, my brother's got some creative ideas when it comes to that. My brother came up with one of the shows was called Wrestle Boys 3. It's only wrestling. Calm down, mate.
That sounds something like
just Wrestle Boys.
That sounds like something that you get in Japan, I think.
Yeah. I was like, the show's called Sacrifice Pro, right? And he's like, yeah, Wrestle Boys 2 Reloaded.
But we've got more. There's prequel. There's sequels. Man.
But that was the thing. A lot of the names that were suggested were like Fight Back, Adrena Death, and like, lads, we're not WWF in the 90s. Era. We can call it other stuff.
I'm trying to think what I can. I came with something wrestling, something Simpsons quote, something. Yeah.
See, I would do more Simpsons quote, but ICW did a whole tour of them. It's just that when we came to naming number 2, that was like it just kept coming up. It just was always
number
there.
2 is I said Boo Earns.
Yeah. I was saying Boo Earns. Yeah. One of my favourite titled shows. ICW did a show on one of their tours, and it was called That's a Paddling. And imagine telling somebody you made your debut on That's a Paddling. Imagine cutting a promo next month at That's a Paddling.
At the Paddling, yeah.
You're going to get a paddling. Yeah.
Well, it writes itself, doesn't it? It writes itself, yeah. Okay, so where did the name Sacrifice come from, firstly?
So for anybody who is uninitiated on Sacrifice Pro,
we should have probably started with that,
maybe. We're a pro wrestling organisation. We're different from everybody else in the sense that every single one of our shows is for charity, okay? So every show is for a different charity, so we can raise money for a bunch of different causes. Like, at the end of the day, money just isn't our motivation. It's just not why we're here. So if we can help different people, and I ran a couple of charity shows under the Hope brand anyway, me going, hey, this is a cause I'm passionate about, and we go and do one.
So there was the dogs Dogs for Good.
Second one was Dogs for Good. First one was for Autism Bedfordshire.
That's the one. Yep.
Raised a lot of money for them, and we were very happy. And then we thought, you know what? Why don't we make something of this?
Keep it going.
Make something do? And maybe it's just because, you know, me and the guys who run Sacrifice, which are Ashley Dunn and Chase Williams, maybe we're all just like three little CM Punks, and we're too headstrong, and we just want to do stories and create a show our way. But we called it Sacrifice Pro. I mean, one idea was floated around was like charity pro wrestling, but at the end of the day,
that sounds a bit corny if you ask me. It's just a bit.
The aim with our first show and with all of our shows is we don't want you to watch it and be like, this is a charity show. That there's storylines there, right? Sometimes there's edgy storylines. Sometimes there's really like aggressive, close to the bone stuff. We don't want you to watch it like every match is going to be a handshake afterwards and hugs and like I love yous and like
charity.
That, and the babyface always wins every fucking match, and like I'm not down with that. Sorry. So yeah, Sacrifice Pro. All the guys on the roster are sacrificing their time, sacrificing their bump card. There's another part of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, venues have been helping us out with discounts. You know, ring hire and you know we do the posters and all that kind of stuff in house and that as well. But it's just been nice. Like I don't know how else to put it, but it's been nice to see everyone come together for the sake of building something, for good matches, for just, you know, people being happy without the politics and the bullshit.
That's
wrestling.
the thing, yeah. Because I think your first kind of promo video you shot, or you released at least, was kind of saying, "Hey, we're Sacrifice. We're not here to deal with the bullshit. We're not here to deal with the politics.
Yep.
We just want to put on a show, have a good time, and just do something for a good cause."
Like, I mean, it's like any job, right? Sometimes you're in a job, and at the start you love it, and other employees are like, "Yeah, that's just because you just got here. That's why you love it. It's because you're just happy to be paid right now." Like, but the thing is, I mean, the same way in wrestling, sometimes promoters might have conflicts over territory.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes they might have disputes over a worker has agreed to do 2 shows on the same time. Which one's he going to do? Oh, you should do the first one. Oh, you're more loyal to us. Whatever. We're so anti that stuff in wrestling that we're working with promotions. There's at least 2 or 3 promotions at the minute that we're kind of in beginning talks to do like some sort of joint show.
Okay.
And it's with like, and the thing is, it's one of those everybody wins things. Because all the boys on the show get to work somebody new, which is a positive.
I'll shoehorn this in now. So the new talent initiative that you guys have announced.
Indeed.
Does that kind of play into that, working with the other promotions? So they kind of send their guys over and kind of rep their product almost, or?
Absolutely. But it's also, to touch on the new talent initiative, that's just to give bringing people in meaning. Because sometimes you can have a promotion where you've got a fucking hot storyline and things are moving in a great way, and we drop everything because a famous guy's coming in.
Yeah.
And that can sometimes be a shame, because you bring your audience along for that ride. You tell them, like, stay with us, man. The payoff's going to be great. And then everything falls apart.
But wait, we've got guy from London coming up, and
that's it.
We're gonna
everything drops. And then next month, because the guy from London can't come anymore,
go back to reset button and present a rapid. Yeah.
Hey, you remember this? So like, there's a couple of promotions that we're talking to. We'll do a joint charity show. We're like, look, we'll handle.
Anyone you want to rep now, or is it all
at the minute we're talking with Win Wrestling Institute of Northampton.
Okay,
they've been so good, and you know, I was at DOA just this past weekend. We were talking to them, and what's cool is you see a lot of promotions who are like, they're hungry.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they're like, how can we expand? How can we grow at this? Like, we spoke to DOA, big packed room, and they were like, right, we're happy there, but we want to work on our media side of things. And I was like, fantastic. That's one of our areas that we love. Do they need a
commentator?
That's one of the things we love. I think they will, brother.
I think I've already tried. See, recently, I mean, this is completely off topic. I've been messaging promotions left, right, and centre, basically going on people like Ashley Dunn's page, Kelly Six's page, finding out where they're. But even like you recently released one for the Wrestle Island. I've messaged them. How many have they got back to me? 0. It might be in the but they haven't even read my messages at the moment. Whoa. So I definitely need to find ways in. That would be appreciated. Anyway, back to so you're bringing new guys in. So then when you got your Sacrifice name of everyone's sacrificing, so then you're looking for a venue. Because I know you're already in Leighton at the Brooklands. I think that's where the Autism and the Dogs shows have been. I mean, well, we've been going to the Brooklands for wrestling for years now, literally years.
Promotions and stuff.
So was that easy enough just to kind of speak to them? And because I guess they're already having wrestling in, and
to them
it doesn't matter the name, I guess.
For anyone who doesn't know anything about Leighton Buzzard, It's got, I believe, a population of 36,000, and it has 38 pubs.
Wow. 38.
A lot of
Jesus.
pubs, man. Nothing happens here. Like, sometimes people complain about like teenagers drinking in parks. You do it in Leighton Buzzard because you got no other options.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got nothing.
Because you can't get into the pubs.
Exactly. As soon as I was able to get into pubs, I just stopped drinking, man.
Yeah.
Like, just completely fucked the formula up. So yeah, nothing really happens in Leighton Buzzard. So that's why it was kind of prime. And yeah, it was the first place I went to because as a cameraman, 'cause that's what I did before wrestling. As a cameraman, as an announcer, I've done events there before.
Yeah. And of course, if you want to hear about Hustle Malone's past, you can also check out the previous podcast that is now up on youtube.com/F4TV. I believe. Nice little plug for your last one.
That's it. I've also got 2 videos on Pornhub, which you can see. One is a promo, and one is me shoving a cucumber up Shogun Jay's bum. And that's not a joke.
Are they actually on?
Legitimately. Legitimately.
Legit on
when
Pornhub.
I put those pictures on Facebook and I was like, haha, as seen on Pornhub, bitches, that was real. You can see them.
If I go and Google this, and am I actually going to find one? Am I going to find?
Yeah, you can.
How would someone find that on?
Oh, okay.
Wait, what, is it literally on?
I believe the promo was cool because the titles were
Asian gets assaulted with cucumber by ginger.
Asian teen gets.
Is that legit?
And the promo was like angry redhead.
I don't think I'm brave enough to go looking for these.
Angry redhead screams loud or something like that. Anyway, always market, man. 2017.
Yeah. So maybe there's a whole website market audience that I'm missing there.
Promote
maybe
where the people are. Go where they are.
There's a lot on there as well.
Built-in fan base.
So you've got your venue.
Yeah.
You've got your name, and you the roster. And how do you go from? Because obviously you've got everyone that you know through Hope anyway. So obviously you've got your kind of core talents there. At what point did you did it kind of stand out to you that we need to maybe bring in some? Because I mean, I've commentated on those guys' matches hundreds of times now. And it's like there's only so many times you can commentate on the same guys wrestling in little circles. So at what point did you think, well, we got let's look outside as well and kind of bring a few people in to spice it up?
That said, though, Hope, Apex, fucking DOA, Progress, Rev Pro, New Japan, everybody, they've all got their own styles of booking. And in the exact same way that, you can enjoy their product, there are still things that you might, we all fucking fantasy book. It's part of being fans.
True, yeah. We've done this on the podcast many times.
We all do it. It's you watch Batman and you're like, man, they should have done this instead of this, right? But I'm a storyline driven person. I used to be a filmmaker, did comedy sketches and stuff like that. I like the art of storytelling. That's why our shows aren't exhibition. So the same way that you might have commentated on their matches before, now you've actually got storylines and
something to actually feed in rather than here's guy A versus guy B.
I mean, I suppose
because wrestling
must be nicer for commentators as well, because
hell yes,
stuff to talk about.
Hell yes,
not just there you go, wrist lock, lovely.
Yeah.
In terms of other talent, the best part about Sacrifice is the number of amazing performers who have stuck their hand out and gone, let us help you.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, in wrestling, a big part of it is you always honour the bookings that you got first. But, like, so many performers who've gone, am I free that day? Yeah, I am. Let me come down and help you. So, like, all the, quote-unquote imports that you would have seen on our first show, all guys who just stepped forward and went, yeah, we'll do it for free because we want to help. We want to be a part of it. Guys, and that, not just that, our inbox is full of amazing performers who maybe weren't free on the days that we've got our shows booked up, or gone, right, next time you've got this kind of match going on, get me in. I want to be in. I want to volunteer my time. And that's so cool. That's a really cool thing. And
I guess that speaks to kind of, like you say, about not caring about the politics. You're there to have a good time. So therefore, people are going to want to participate.
Absolutely.
Whereas if you've got someone that's always got dramas around it, you kind of, well, I said I've said it before, I was put off for a long time on the local scene to get back involved in commentating because of all the drama. And I think you approached me and was like, yeah, we're just putting a nice charity show, you just want to come along and just give it a go. And we're like, yeah. And then ever since you had us back for that show, it was when Tyvee Lee smashed the guitar over.
I believe that was August.
Dan said, yeah. So it seems like a long time ago now, but maybe not. But as I say, so when there's no dramas, I think at the end of the day, lessons, I feel
you want to get into wrestling because you watch it as a kid and you love it and it looks fun. If it ain't fun, you shouldn't be doing it.
Amen.
If you don't enjoy it, get the fuck out, man.
Amen. Okay, so you got your wrestlers. As far as the outside talent, you booked. It was Chuck Mambo and I'm going to forget the guy's name.
On the first show, we Chuck Mambo, Sammy Smooth.
That's the one, Sammy Smooth.
T-Bone.
Yep.
Pastor William Eva.
I think Pastor William Eva was I'm guessing it was his charity almost, Wrapped.
Yeah.
Because I saw he was running the marathon for it, and it was all over his gear. So I was like, oh, it's clearly something that he's passionate about.
That's it. So Wrapped was, I always forget the initials, but it's the rehabilitation
for alcoholic.
Addiction, something.
Yeah. Rehabilitation for convicted.
Believe you.
Huh?
I believe in you. Come on, come on.
Is there? So RAP, Rehabilitation for Addicted Prisoners Trust.
There we go.
There you go. Pal. I did my research. It's a good cause.
A fantastic charity that's doing some fantastic stuff. And when we loosely came up with the Sacrifice Pro idea, it was around the time that Pastor was raising money for the charity. And he was like, by the way, I'm doing the marathon in a while. And we thought, all right, the dates kind of match up loosely. We got in touch, and he was like, absolutely, let's absolutely do it. And then even straight away, he was like, get Chuck Mambo involved. He's a guy with a big heart. And like, while we were busy organising the admin and everything like that, Chuck Mambo gets in touch with us. Wow. And goes, how do I get involved? Can I come down? I'll drive Pastor down. I'll come with him. And it was just,
everyone starts jumping on board and
the best.
Ball starts rolling. So you're putting the card together. One match I loved, and one of the kind of the stories I loved was the Twister and Kai Payne story.
Yeah.
Because it's a story that I tell on commentary every time Kai Payne's in the ring. I love the old Kai Payne. He disgusted me when he turned on everybody. And it's almost like Twister was kind of doing my bidding for me almost, because obviously I'm not going to get in there and try and fight the guy. So what was that like as a storyline? How involved do you get, I guess, with guys like Twister and Kai Payne in telling these stories? You just say you're fighting, and then do they come to you with the stories, or how involved do you get as the guy that's kind of putting everything together?
I've got an open door when it comes to that storyline stuff. Absolutely, because sometimes you can be too close to the picture, and someone else will see something that you don't. I've
noticed a few people
in terms,
a few times that I've stepped in, like you say.
At the same time, you don't know what else is planned. So somebody. So I put a message out and I went, look, anybody in the group, if you've got any storylines, come and have a word with me. Like, let's talk about it. And someone went, why don't we do a story where, like, in the Twister and Kai match, maybe I'll come in and I attack Twister because I like the old Kai or whatever. And I went, that's good, but we already know what we're doing with Kai and Twister.
Yeah.
In May and then June, and do you know what I mean? Like,
so we've got that you've got plans for them going forward.
Well, this is the thing, right? So in the first match, the question was, can Kai be the old Kai again? Right? It's basically the story of a babyface trying to turn a heel back babyface.
Yeah.
But and at the end of the match, there was a little bit in that match where Kai was wrestling like the old Kai, and he showed that flair, and you were like, man, a bit of sportsmanship. Twister put his hand out at one point. Kai takes it, shakes his hand, and then puts him in a headlock straight away. So is it like the respect's there, but I've still got a job to do?
Yeah.
And then at the end, Healy is your like low blow and a finish and absolutely everything there.
Commentator's dream.
And then,
yeah.
easy work, right? And then since then, I mean, just this past week, I mean, maybe 2 weeks ago now, by the time you listen to this, but Kai Payne releases a great video that he did completely off his own back about the new face of Kai Payne, the chaotic Kai Payne, about his character's motivation. Now, he's a fully 3D character. Yeah. He's not just, I had a promo class last night.
I'm about to say, because this is a story I drop all the time, was when Robbie E came and was given a session danceable, Kai Payne, he asked Kai, what's your character? And I think Kai said, I'm a cocky heel. And he's like, yeah, but every heel's cocky. What's your character? And I think at this point, Kai was still in his first year, at least, maybe his first 6 months.
Fresh off the boat.
That's it, and he obviously didn't have a clue. But one thing I took from Robbie, I completely piggybacked. I didn't pay the guy a penny. I wasn't there. I just turned up, set up, and then just listened to what he was saying. I think he says wrestling is the actual wrestling is the last thing you want to worry about when you're getting started. You want to build a character, you want to have a gimmick, you want to have a hook that gets people interested. Then you can learn all the in-ring stuff as you go. And start with your character first.
You look at that kind of program. That's a 3D program in the sense that, okay, what's the most 2D wrestling program? Face versus heel.
Yeah.
What's the next most 2D program? You're the champ and I'm the challenger. Besides that, what else?
Which ways can you go with it? Really,
the majority of British wrestling, they don't really cover it. They don't really do it. but it's because we're committed to the media side of it as well that we can play videos before the matches.
And I think we spoke about this last time as well, is the ability that media has to like you said earlier, like elevating a product, and you can use it to tell the stories now. And it's not just a case of if you weren't here last month, you won't have a clue what's happening now, or not booking it in case people weren't there last month. So you kind of have it as a show by show thing.
Oh, if this was like 2001, then you could talk about like, the IWC, like the indie online smarks, stuff like that. But let's be fucking real. It's 2017. Everyone's online.
Everyone is, yeah.
Right? If you like Breaking Bad or Orange is the New Black, you're talking about it with your mates online. You don't have to be part of a secret underground dungeon forum where we all live in basements and stuff. Like, no, everyone's online talking about it.
Yeah.
Majority of our promotion, like, we still go out and we do the hustling, we put the posters out and stuff like that, but we still do a lot of our work online, targeting. We know who our audience is. After one show, we do a survey. We want to know where our audience is coming from. One of the first things we noticed, we thought, it'd be majority latent people. One of the first things we noticed is people were coming from everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, there were no more latent people than there were necessarily Milton Keynes and in Dunstable.
That's awesome, man.
They were wrestling fans. That was the more important thing.
And you put in a wrrestling show, wrestling fans will come.
That'll happen.
And I guess that kind of it helps with that hope. That, like you said, the Hope Army, hashtag Hope Army.
Absolutely.
They just love it. There's a few people I've seen at whether it was Aylesbury, whether it was Corby, whether it was Milton Keynes, Leighton.
We had some of the Hope
people
fans
there
come down from
the time.
Mansfield.
Wow.
Mansfield.
Well, for Sacrifice.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's like, and we do it after the shows. Like, we don't get home till like 3 a.m. That's like a 2.5 hour journey, man.
It's a long drive. That's fucking awesome, man. Okay, so we said that you're aiming to, you're not about the politics, but shit does creep in. So the day before the show, so kind of T minus 24 hours, it all kind of hit the fan. Well, not hit the fan. It all kicked off, or how would you describe it?
So we were on the way up to Kings of Flight.
Yep, which was a show I was gutted to have missed.
Good one.
I thought that was the best weekend of ice hockey I've ever seen. So I guess it made up for it.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable.
But yeah, so you're on your way to Kings of Flight.
So we're on the way to Kings of Flight, where Chase Williams was the wild card, and we were so excited.
And was that announced beforehand?
No, that's why he was the wild card.
So you guys literally were driving up knowing what was going to happen, and no one else knew. And
who was it? I think there was 4 of us in the car. Yeah, I think there was 4 of us in the car. We're driving up. Everyone's talking online. We were like, should we check in on Facebook at Legoland? Like, what should we do? Should we all check in? Should none of us check in? Like, and that excitement was so cool, and you get to see so many amazing wrestlers in a day.
The card was insane.
Yeah, and somebody sent me a screenshot that our venue had posted and saying wrestling tomorrow cancelled. Just a picture that says wrestling tomorrow cancelled. So I called them up and went, "What the fuck's going on here?" Because I spoke to them to no end, like it felt like decades in advance. What licenses have you got? Are you sure? Put me on the phone to your manager.
Yeah.
Are they sure? Can you read it out? And they read me out quotes and everything. What happened is basically the owner of the venue is an old lady, and she didn't quite understand what licenses she had. But this is the thing. The show wouldn't have been picked up. It wouldn't have been like called upon. Nothing would have happened unless somebody reported us to the council and got us cancelled. So for all intents and purposes, our show was cancelled. I put the phone down to the venue, and I was like, for fuck's sake, are you fucking like, no, like, and obviously the trust with your audience is a big part of it as well. Like I was just saying the number of, like, we were saying just before we got on the mic, the number of promotions who are like 10 shares and we'll do this, and then they up it to 15 shares, and then they up it to 20 shares. Fucking cheap parlor tricks, man. But trust is a big part of it, and if you cancel a show, number one, you got to refund people. It's for fucking charity, right? And do you know what I mean? Like, how difficult would that be? And then turning around to Pastor and being like, sorry, man, like, I know we put in that work and promoted and you took the day off and stuff like that, but sorry, man, nothing.
So it's all down there.
So I was like, nope. So I immediately picked up my phone, started calling venues, right? What the councillor told me was basically someone called up and said, you've got the wrong licenses. Licenses were fine, right? And even the old lady on the phone, she was like, I don't know if we can do your next show either, because, it takes 28 days. And I was like, it takes 10 days to get a license.
So what license is the...
Temporary events notice.
Okay.
Takes 10, and I was like, takes 10 days. I was on the phone for the council, like, multiple times. an hour and a half total. Like, I know it's 10 days.
And is it something that once you got it, that's it, or you have to renew it, or?
You get it for every venue, I think.
Okay.
No, sorry, not every venue. Every time you run that show.
Okay.
So for every sacrifice show, we'll get a new one.
You have to. Yeah. Okay. I'm with you. Yeah. And they thought they had it, and they didn't. And
they thought they had a permanent.
And like I say, because I doubt the council scours the local wrestling shows to find out what's going on.
Well, it's at the same time. Like, I mean, if you do drugs in your house, unless the policeman is walking by your window or whatever, they're not gonna fucking notice.
Unless someone dobs you in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we ain't slackers. Like the thing with because I know you wanted to ask about like the drama and all that kind of situation around it. They don't call me hustle for no fucking reason, right? We work. It's what we do.
Hey man, I did notice that everybody, all of a sudden, like everyone was piling in saying, "Dude, let me know if you want me to call someone.
Like,
let me know what you need to do."
People want to put us out. We're better than that. Like we're so. And the funny, so we immediately started calling venues.
Yeah.
Got in touch with a lovely man called Father Bernard at St. Barnabas Church. He's the man. He said we don't normally have it, but because it's for charity, no problem. So
did he have a license there, or?
Yeah. So the visual, man, of seeing Pastor William Eva wrestle in a church.
Fucking church. It was perfect, really.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Like we were like, is he one of your mates? You called in a favor or some shit. And the best bit, like one of the funniest parts, is we get to the venue, and Liam Smith is one of the Hope referees.
Yeah.
We get there and he's at the door and he's like, he's so sad. Like, just a look on his face. He's so sad. He's like, hey, man. And like, he puts his arms out for a hug. And I just give him a quick hug. And I'm like, cheer up, motherfucker. We're back on. Because within an hour, we got the show fucking back on. Just new like show, new license, fucking promoted it. I called Brooklyn's up and I was like, here's the graphic. Like, this is new venue. Like, I was at backstage at Kings of Flight, fucking photoshopping a new graphic. I was like, you share this motherfucker now because you fucked it for us, so you fix it. And, yeah.
And I think on commentary we kind of almost let out that through someone trying to shut you guys down, it potentially helped even more, because then it got more shares, it got more likes, more comments, got pushed harder by people, because not only were we letting everyone know that the venue changed, it was also saying, look, someone's tried to fuck with us, let's show them that we're not going to lie down and take it. And I think if anything, it maybe even helped elevate it, because there was more people, more eyes on it.
Absolutely, because I spent so fucking hard just sitting there like I said, hustling and putting that graphic out and whatever. And then my phone died backstage at Kings of Flight. The show kicked off again. So I was like stressed out. My phone's charging. Turn it back on. The graphic had like 60, 70 shares. And I was like, that's the power of the family and the core behind this brand. Like, some places are just workplaces. Some places have a core behind it, and this place has it.
And you've also got that kind of, like you said, the core morals of we're doing this for the right reasons, to have fun, to put on good shows, and to help people. And as I say, that resonates in people, because they want to help people out. They don't want to help out someone that's looking to put on a show just to fill their own pockets. I think it definitely kind of speaks for itself. So obviously, like I said, the council they wouldn't tell you anything other than the license wasn't there. So someone's obviously gone out of their way.
Yeah.
As I say, there's a long list of potential people. I'm presuming that.
Very long. Yeah.
People that have the egos, I guess you could say.
Very long, like unicycle long.
So what would you say to the person if they're listening or if they're not listening? We haven't got a clue to aim it at, but do you want to thank them for helping push the show even more, or like?
I'll say thank you for exposing yourself for who you are, right? What I will say is this: you can't beat us. You wish in your fucking wildest dreams. Like, this show is all about positivity. This brand is about positivity. We're called Sacrifice Pro Wrestling with Heart. But you wish in your fucking wildest dreams that you had the community that we have, that you have the work rate that we have. Trust me, if for some reason we can't use our poster tomorrow, the difference between us and anybody else is I'll stay up until fucking the crack of dawn and make a new poster. I'll go out and I'll visit the venues. I'll go out and I'll do that work, right? I won't take shit for granted. Our shows will happen. We'll continue to be successful. Within one fucking show, we've already got our on demand up on Pivot Share. Our Facebook page is already up to 600 likes, starting from zero. Not hijacking shit, not taking anything from anyone else. 600 likes, bang, from nothing, right? We have the biggest names in the country coming to us because they want to pour in their time because they can see that we're doing something right. Our Banksy character, our like masked character from the first show.
Can't wait to get into that. 4
different promoters have added him on Facebook. They don't even know who the motherfucker is. I've had bookings in the past from promoters who have seen me cut promos good and have never seen me wrestle. And I thought that was insane.
Yeah.
Imagine booking a guy you don't even know who he is. He turns up on the day and he's just like, when am I on?
Yeah.
It's inconceivable and unbelievable. We are simply too strong. So your options, Mr. Whoever you are, your options are twofold. Either one hand, go focus on your own shit. Go run your own shows because they need it. Or on the other hand, just get the fuck out of the way. Because we're carrying on. Can't stop us now, man.
Amen, brother. Amen. So yeah, so moving forward, I guess you've got you like, well, you just mentioned Banksy. I have no fucking clue who that guy is. I don't know if he's a guy on the roster that wrestled that night and then just put on a suit and a mask. I don't know if he's a guy from outside that's looking to change himself. I don't know if he's a new guy that's come out of an academy. I haven't got a clue. Is this your kind of idea and kind of thought process, or is this someone that's come to you and said, "Hey man, this is my new character, or this is my character. Can I have some time on the show?" Like, how, what? Obviously, don't tell me to, because I cannot wait to find out what happens. Because in my head, I'm going, it could be this guy, it could be that guy, it could be this guy. Like, is it your baby, or is it someone else's?
It's
because the videos. The videos, is there one or two? They've got your kind of
that editing.
Yeah, they've got your footprints fingerprints all over them. But
Yep.
I know it's not you because the beard would have poked out. And
well,
you were in the ring.
It was the same. Yeah,
definitely not you.
Yeah,
it's definitely not. It's definitely not Jay and Charlie.
Me out, mate.
So
that was the funniest part of it is everybody shared the video and then Jay Garner shared it with, I was just on the floor and then this fucking guy turned up. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, imagining him on the floor of his kitchen watching the video, and I was like, oh no, wait, shit, you got put through a table. Yeah. Okay, I remember now. Right, that makes sense.
So so is it your idea? Have you said to someone, can you try this character, or?
So I'm again, like, I love storytelling. I'm a long-term kind of guy. Certain members of our roster, I know what they're doing up until March.
Nice.
And fucking touch where they don't get hurt.
I've been around wrestling for long enough now to know that not a lot of people think like that. Not a lot of people think in the long term. In fact, even nationally, I think there's a few kind of famous storylines, like maybe the Jimmy Havoc one in progress, Grado in ICW potentially,
and of course, just like those storylines, we've still got room. Like, there's still breathing. It's not like it's so locked on.
Yeah.
If this guy tomorrow suddenly becomes the best wrestler in the country, we can't do something about it.
Yeah.
There's still breathing room.
And I think that's wrestling. You can change your ideas, you can change your directions. But yeah, I think for me personally as a commentator, it's refreshing to know that other people are thinking of this shit as well. So in a way, like, I remember some of the old days, like there was matches that were being booked, like you say, just because number one contender and challenger, and even some that weren't even that simple. It was just, this guy's facing this guy tonight, and the amount of energy and effort I put into explaining to people why the fuck these guys want to fight each other right now. I think one of them was there was a heel that had just won the belt for the first time ever after cashing in a briefcase up against another monster heel, and it made no sense. Why is this heel who's just won the belt gonna go up against this heel? Like, he hasn't won a number one contender. It's just there's no storyline there. So I twisted it and turned it and fucking spun it to make a shred of sense. And that I don't mind doing it because it means I get to be creative, but I hate the fact that I'm turning up and I'm being given nothing from the guy. It says, here's a card for tonight, guys. There you go. And then I think your card for the autism show, maybe it would have been the dog show.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's Dogs for Good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there was notes. You had, this is where this match is going. This is how this match is going. I was like, holy shit. This is like, I don't have to make notes. I don't have to ask people. I just know now. It's just there, and that's, I think, what any good promoter should be looking to do. I think
even for as little as, like, make sure you mention this kind of thing in the match. Yeah, it's just preparation. It means everybody can relax and do their job rather than, and especially as a promoter, you got 10,000 things to do on show day. I would rather guys be able to relax and and me not be swamped by 10,000 guys. So everybody's kind of happy there. In terms of the Banksy thing, I mean, every wrestling promotion under the sun has done the whole, a masked man attacks somebody.
Yeah, who could it be?
In a balaclava. And that's it. And that's as far. And then, like, he attacks the same guy a couple of times, and then whoop-de-doo, end of the game. It was me all along.
Yeah.
Well, we thought we would do something that has more of a lasting impression on the whole show.
Yeah.
As a feel. Even down to like the fact that he has a personal Facebook page.
Yeah,
you can message him and add him, and he'll call you a dickhead or something, right? But then like, okay, the question that not a lot of people have really asked, and this isn't really a spoiler or anything, why Banksy? Why not Masked Man? Yeah, right. The profile's called Banksy Brick Lane. Why Banksy Brick Lane? Why Brick Lane? Why Banksy rather than Masked Man? Banksy's a person. True. That really exists. But again, an anonymous person. No one knows who. Am I right in saying that? Am I right in thinking that? Well, Banksy's anonymous. No one knows who Banksy is. People have got theories and stuff. Yeah, but generally speaking, it's not. His name isn't on magazines. Yeah. So I guess, for all they know, that if you really want to spin it, could be real Banksy. Can I say How the fuck do we know? Book him. Yeah. How do we know? Yeah. If he comes in, takes one move and dies, then you know. Yeah. Then you got the real one. But like, even if you look at the last video that he released, his pieces are up on his pieces are in the video. Sometimes these might not be things that will make sense for ages. I think Banksy's done 2 videos now. Okay. I guarantee you, by the time that we do the reveal, you'll go like. Maybe we'll do. Was there hints there all along, or could I have? Oh, absolutely. Yeah. If you look at, I didn't really follow the storyline too much, but Aces and Eights in TNA. I was about to say actually, because talk about Masked Man and attacking. That's potentially one of my favorite ones. I'm a massive TNA. One thing anyway. I really liked what they did was they did a bunch of videos afterwards, which was like kind of like the making of, or but like you'd go back to like their first attack, and it'd be like Bully Ray being like, we did it this way because this, and it makes sense. And this time, I got attacked, but it was to sell this and because a lot of people shat all over that storyline. I was with it for the entire. I was happy to go along. Yeah, those videos massively and the fact that you had like a whole group of masked guys, and like 1 week, oh shit, there's 2 guys that have been unmasked now, and now they're getting their ass kicked by their own club for being unmasked. Yeah, and like, but now you got 2 faces. Now it's kind of like you kind of keep going, and a few weeks later, 2 more faces, and you're like, okay, so it was. I loved the storyline. I absolutely fucking loved it. It's probably the height of TNA booking for me. Do you know what? Just to touch on something. So I did a little bit of this on the live stream that I did on Facebook. Q&A. Yeah. On that one, right? Someone was asking like, are fans too negative? Sometimes you don't get the whole picture in day one, so you can just see it as one picture, and you might think it's shit, right? So the match I had with Jimmy Havoc for Hope in Mansfield. It ended in a DQ. Some people were disappointed by that. But that's them assuming that that's going to be the only match ever. Yeah. And if we were like some promotions who just book a guy, never again. Book a guy, never again. You never see him again. If it was like that, then you're right to have that opinion. But, before I got injured, me and Jimmy were both meant to be in the number 1 contenders match gauntlet the next month. So we would have interacted then, right? Jimmy Havoc and me are both on the show in Derby. Yep. Yeah. So both on that one. Maybe there'll be something there. Maybe this could have been a 4-5. If I wasn't injured, maybe this could have been a 5-show fucking masterpiece. And step 1 has to be step 1 because And I think the best example, I guess you could say, of negative fans, Royal Rumble, Roman Reigns number 30. Fair enough. On the night, you're a bit pissed off because you were wanting Balor at number 30. You wanted Joe. You wanted Nakamura. Blah blah blah. But when you think of it in the long run, Roman Reigns eliminating Undertaker, booked that match at WrestleMania, gave him something to do that wasn't a championship match. And as I say again, people pissed off with him beating Undertaker. If they roll with this, if they book it right going forward, it could be the best fucking like Undertaker's streak being beaten. I enjoyed it. Everyone shouts all over it, but look that's the thing. You got to give things a chance. You can be angry in the moment, but you can't hold that and harbour that and carry it forward because you got to give the bookers a chance. But I always say I'm more than happy just to sit back and be told a story. Just tell me the story. That's all I want to hear. I don't, fair enough. There's highs and lows, but you need that. That's what a fucking story is. And they're such a big company that they can do stuff over such long term. Yeah. Imagine in a year's time. I believe Roman Reigns is a heel anyway. Right now. I think we've talked about this before. I think he's already a heel, but just because he hasn't done the Landau Calrissian and switched the way the gun's pointing and gone, aha, and this is I've turned heel. Here's my explanation for turning heel. Which, why would you bother doing that? Why? Who cares? But imagine in a year's time, he's a definite heel. Like he's a concrete, this town sucks kind of heel. And he comes out and like there's a face champion, and he comes out and he's like, I deserve a shot at the belt. They're like, why? And he's like, because I retired the Undertaker. And everyone goes, boo. Yeah. Well, did you just boo? Well,
Yeah.
you did exactly what you were meant to.
There you go. And I say, like, he's got that for the rest of his life.
For the rest of his life.
Yeah. So let's bring this back into Sacrifice. I think we've we've meandered a little bit. One thing I'm kind of interested in. So there is, I think we mentioned at the start, there is kind of a bit of tension between the Hope and the Apex in the divorce. And of course, in a lot of divorces, there's kids caught in the middle of it. So what's it like with the talent that are kind of working, not for the enemy, but there is tensions there, I guess, between the two companies because of what happened and how the split happened and things like that. What's it like, or what are your feelings towards the guys that are still coming up and still needing bookings and having to work for them at the same time?
I've said to them, like, look, you're in a difficult position. It's cool. Like, when you're a young wrestler, all you want to do is wrestle. So I tell them to go and wrestle.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm pouring my time into Sacrifice, and these people will know, like, if they're, like, we intentionally book our shows, right? Okay, so we intentionally book our shows so that they don't conflict with any of the local areas, because I know we use a lot of the same guys.
Yeah.
And it isn't fair to make guys choose, especially some of the guys who are on a wage and they could lose money, right? We intentionally do that. Apex on 2 separate occasions have tried to book shows the same day as already announced shows, and people can go, oh, I didn't know that you guys had a show. It's our cover photo, right?
It's up on Facebook.
The Sacrifice page's cover photo is the dates. So, mystery solved. That's not really, like, every second that and I'm doing it now for this podcast, but every second that I think about Apex is a time that I'm taking away from Sacrifice. And sometimes I can just sit down and have a talk with somebody about their aims and their, what they want to do for a character. Maybe a guy wants to turn heel, or like for example, I'm maybe not now is very hard to, but maybe sometime down the line, I'd like to turn face in front of a hometown crowd because I want to expand my portfolio as a performer.
Yeah.
I want to be better as a performer. I don't want to be a one-trick pony, a one-card show. So, in the same way, other performers all have their own personal goals as well. Some of them go, I want to face some big guys. I want to face some small guys. I want to work an import or whatever. So they'll all grow on that. Honestly, man, like, my eyes are on us. I don't care what they're. That's why, like, some of our guys will work face or heel, opposite to what they're doing everywhere else.
Yeah. But then you understand that they just need to get bookings, and it's tricky for them. I kind of see them, like, as I say, it's a tricky situation, I guess, and no matter how hard you try and stay away from it, sometimes it finds you, I guess.
Yeah, but at the same time, do you want to be the guy who starts shit on with a charity company?
True.
Do you fuck Sacrifice Pro? Well, all right, you might as well come out and say, fuck fucking the British Heart Foundation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's not support alcoholics in prison. Let's not support,
hell, right?
Let's not support autism. And
if you want to look, if people want to go out and be that guy, cool. I'll be the guy over here in the corner trying to put on good shows to make people happy.
Cool.
That's what I'll be doing.
Cool. So Sacrifice 2, and I think this is probably one of the best solo podcasts we've had, because we're going to be releasing this in time to tell everybody about the fucking show. None of this, we're releasing it in 3 weeks, shite. So Sacrifice Pro 2, I was saying, Booans, is on
May the 14th.
May the 14th at
Cedars Upper School Hall. Great
for
venue.
the World Heavyweight.
Oh God.
So 14th of May. So a bit of an intro there. 14th of May at Cedars Upper School in Leighton.
Yeah.
Doors are what, 3?
Doors are at 4.
4.
Show at 4:30.
Awesome. And it is how much for? Is it kid?
It's £5 for kids, £7 for adults.
Just like that. Right. Let's talk about the card, because one thing you've got going on, which I am hella excited for, and I love it when people do this. You've got a tag team tournament.
We do indeed.
What's the plan with that? So we've got the Bromantics.
Bromantics are in, and Team Mad are in. There are 2 confirmed teams.
Yep.
Right. And that's because, for our first show, our main event was
that main event, man. Oh
man. 2 out of 3 falls.
It's that first fall.
The Bromantics versus Team Mad.
Heartbreaking.
2 out of 3 falls, and if the Bromantics lose, which they didn't, but if they did, they would have to disband. Right. That match is for free on Facebook if anybody wants it. Right. Full main event. I had a lot of faith in those guys, and I knew they would nail it, and they absolutely did.
100%.
And
100%.
The tag team wrestling can sometimes in this country, matter of fact, sometimes everywhere, not be seen as a main event thing. They just put tag team match because they're like, oh, I need a tag match on the show.
Yeah, just mix it up a bit.
And that's shit because I know what these guys can do.
My match of the year last year, tag team, American Alpha and the Revival.
Hell yeah.
That
Hell
was
yeah,
my
man.
absolute potentially match of my life.
You know what? You're just letting those guys go.
Yeah.
Just letting them do it.
Because there's so much. There's more you can do. And I say, I think I don't like you said. Like I know it can seem almost like a attack, like women's wrestling as well. But when you got 4 guys in there, that's twice as many options for moves, for spots, for storytelling. Because you got the kind of 4 times. You got the
majority of wrestlers get into
interperson.
wrestling they want to be able to do everything.
Yeah.
Gonna be, in the silliest way, they want to be able to hit all their moves. They want to tell a real story. Like this story had drama and tension and all sorts of stuff in it. So we wanted to give them that opportunity. I mean, even like the example I always think of is the first Hope show I ever filmed, Evolution 8. Hope didn't have a world title.
Yeah.
So the main event was the Hunter Brothers against Tyler Bate and Dan Maloney, and it was awesome.
And where have those guys ever gone, eh?
Yeah. Who's ever heard of them again?
Who did Tyler Bate ever beat?
Blew me away, mate. And I was just like, that was a tag team main event, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
And then this was a show that had Grado on it, had Jack Jester, had Dave Mastiff. This was the main because it was sick.
Yeah.
So as a celebration of that, we kind of want to be a home of tag team wrestling.
Yeah.
We want to be able to be a place where...
And you've got so many tag teams already that kind of building. So, am I right in saying Nelson and Banks are in?
No. So the match we announced today, which will be out a week now. So it's Los Panaminos, Ivy Lee and Frankie Vegas, teaming up with Black Mafia, which is... I nearly said their real names there. That'd be terrible. Morgan Black and Anthony Mafia.
Yep.
It's those 4 going up against Nelson and Banks and the Weather Warning. This is a qualifier for the tournament. It's basically throwing a spanner in before we've even started.
Nice.
I'm a fan of Lucha Underground, right?
Yeah.
I love Lucha Underground, and I love the way that nothing is ever as straightforward as it is. Like I heard recently, I didn't realize this, but I heard recently that Progress you don't get automatic rematches when you lose your belt.
Okay.
And I love that.
Yeah.
Because fuck the formula, quite frankly.
Yeah.
So straight away, out the gate, we're taking these 4 teams. The winning teams make it into the tournament. The losing teams don't. That's as simple as it is.
Cool.
So 2 teams get their dreams.
And then they join Team Mad
start.
and the Bromantics in the 4-way. Is it 4-way, like 4-team knockouts? Or
No. There'll be 8 teams altogether.
Oh, okay.
8 teams. So there'll be 4 of the teams that are in there.
We still got to announce the other potential 4.
Still have to announce the other 4.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. What else we got going on the card?
So we've got Josh Shooter coming over from Australia, which I'm very excited
It's a name
about.
I know I've read it somewhere, but I'm not quite sure where.
Probably commentate his matches.
There's maybe one that I did.
He's done that other local promotion.
Yeah.
Used to run here a little while ago.
I think I might that might be it. To be honest,
He faced Steve Ace Andrews. There's definitely one.
Yes.
He had long blonde hair. He did Wrestle Force as well.
No, probably. I recognise him for sure.
He also did that. I'm getting really niche, and this is only stuff that me and Ollie are going to enjoy now. But he also did, for Wrestle Force, he did in Milton Keynes, Peace and Lance against him and Chris Walker.
That could be any of those, to be honest. It could have been any of those. But yeah. So you got Josh Shooter.
Josh Shooter.
El Jeff is he?
Yes, versus El Jeff.
Yeah.
And like everyone knows how good El Jeff is. Like he's the most dependable guy. Do you know what? He's gotten so fast.
Yes.
Like I just watched a random clip of him the other day, and I was like, "Fuck, he's so fast."
Well, I mean, when he was
so many times, I was like, "You're the fastest guy."
When he was doing his moves and his spots at the size he used to be, and he was hitting them fast.
Oh man,
lose half your body weight all of a sudden.
Hell yeah.
I said, the first time I saw him after the New Year period, I was like, that's not El Jeff. I was like, that's another guy in his mask with some new gear, because that isn't the same guy. And then obviously I saw him backstage unmasked. I was like, holy fuck, where did the rest of you go?
In a way, he's a little bit like like Daniel Bryan or Cesaro, the way that we can put him with anyone and we'll get a good match.
Yes.
And if you put him with somebody good, you're going to get a great
match. Better match. Yeah. So I cannot wait for that. What else? Have you got anything else planned that we've announced yet? Or maybe even an exclusive?
So I did So I jumped Jay Garner on our last show.
You did? Oh, that promo. Man. That fucking video. Nope.
No, I'm a naughty man.
Yes.
Yeah, so I jumped Jay Garner on our last show. This show, I'm facing his friend Owen Charles.
Yes. Now that's going to be an interesting match as well.
So I jumped him on the last show, and my neck was at like 90-95% because it's my first time coming back.
I haven't even asked you about your neck yet, actually. We'll get to that in a minute.
We'll do that. So I was at like 90-95%, and I was like, my next match or my return match ain't going to be for like 2 weeks anyway. I'll be fine. And then that match got cancelled, and then the other match I was going to have got cancelled. And I was like,
so where were these? Was that so not because you didn't cancel it, they were cancelled on you?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
These were just for other promotions.
Yeah.
So they got cancelled, and I was like, man. And luckily, the time off has like fully repaired my neck.
Yes.
And then on Friday morning, I got a call at 9 a.m. from Ashley Dunn, and he was like, hey man, DOA are trying to get hold of you. And I was like, need I remind you, it's 9 a.m. and he was like, all right, fair enough. But do you want to wrestle Jimmy Havoc tomorrow? And I was like, yes. And then they put the phone down, and I was like, wait, what did I just... Wait, hold on. just put like... I'm like, well, yeah, obviously. I'm like, wait, tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. So I had my return match on Sunday against Jimmy Havoc.
And how did that go?
You can't hear it on the podcast, but...
What? Oh, that...
Can you see my head?
It's dim lighting in here. I noticed there was a little scar on your above your eye. I noticed that last night.
We hit each other with frying pans.
Wow.
It was really cool.
Okay, yeah?
It was something else. He goes
Nice.
to Rainmaker me. I whack his arm with a frying pan, then I whack his head with a frying pan.
Bloody hell.
I gave him a Sister Abigail. Crowd were calling me Bald Ed Sheeran. It was a good day. It was a great day.
Is it better to be called a bald Ed Sheeran or a shit Eric Rowan?
I love that shit Eric Rowan. I win matches, by the way. That's why I'm not shit Eric Rowan. A good Eric Rowan.
Wow.
But yeah, so I've had my return match back, and like my neck felt fine. I think that extra couple of weeks was just in like, okay, now I'm sure.
Kind of gave you a little tip in the right direction.
Yeah.
So what was the? Because I said I didn't know you were injured. I thought you were kind of written out for storyline purposes, or
no. It was I think it was just a couple of bad bumps in the 5-on-5 that we did for the Dogs for Good show.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it until afterwards, like that I was like minorly concussed, and then I had quite bad whiplash on my neck. Like I had pain and I lost the movement. So then after a little while, the pain went away, but the movement, like, it was all stiff.
Yeah.
And like the ability to be able to tuck your neck is very, very important in wrestling.
From what I gather, I don't know a lot about what to do in the ring, but that's definitely one of them.
So I was just trying to be smart, and even now, like I'm thinking, like maybe I'll schedule in a little break every time, like once a year.
Yeah.
Take an actual holiday.
Well, I
or
was saying
something.
in the car, I said like wrestling is 24. There's no mid-season breaks. You know, there's no off-season.
And I think it's easy to fall into that trap of like, I'll have a break once a year, and then like you get offered a really good show in that time, and you're like, fuck it, I'll do one, and the break will be 2 weeks instead of 4, and then you get offered something else, you're not.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a wage there. You know what I mean? Like, do that, and then so I'll have to be stern with myself and lengthen my career, hopefully.
For sure.
But good to be back.
So where can we find you on social media for starters? Are you a Twitter guy?
I tweet here and there.
Here and there, yeah.
Yeah, I tweet here and there.
What's your handle?
On Twitter and Instagram, I am at Malone Hustle. On Facebook, you can find me under Hustle Malone, professional wrestler. It's where I drop my promos.
Yeah.
Cool pictures.
Guys,
and stuff like
listeners,
that.
if you haven't seen them, go and watch the fucking lot. Even from matches that have been and gone, they are all just superb.
It's
go watch them.
It's my portfolio, and I'm so proud of them. Like,
I would be if that was mine. I'd be more than proud.
But like, what's that phrase? Well, I suppose like living forever. You don't actually live forever. You just want to make something with the aim that it does.
Yeah.
And every now and again, like, I get a like on a really old video, and I'm like, man, that's nice.
100 years from now, them videos are still going to be there.
That's the hope, man.
Yeah.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And Sacrifice Pro is everywhere, isn't it? So we got
everywhere now.
You got the Twitter now.
Yep.
Is that just at Sacrifice Pro?
That is Sacrifice_PW. Ash, motherfucking Ash.
Good boy, Ash.
I believe it's the same on Instagram, if not just Sacrifice PW, or you can find it tagged on any of my social medias. And on Facebook, we're just called Sacrifice Pro Wrestling.
And how can we find show number 1? It was on...
Show number 1. If you go to our Facebook page, it's on our Pivot Share.
Pivot Share, that's the one.
It is available for rent, so like 3 days rent, you can get it for like £3.2.
Bargain.
And
Bargain.
For keep, for download forever, is like £3.82. So you might as well keep it.
Bargain. Yeah. And that main event is worth the £3.82 right there.
And like, and even though we're fresh out the boat, you know what I mean? Multiple camera angles. We've got the commentary on there. We've got the beautiful graphics. We've got the whole
package. It's the whole shebang.
We're doing it right. Like, this is the thing. We don't want sympathy as a company. We don't want to be like, they're giving it a go, or it's cherry, so we'll be. We're doing it as for real and as legit as any favorite promotions.
And I commentate. I did the commentary. I'll be doing the commentary in a couple of weeks' time. I've watched the promo videos to prepare. You know, I see the Facebook shares and the graphics to kind of prepare. It's It's a fucking dream. It makes my life so much easier. Hustle, thank you very much for joining us. I cannot wait to see where, honestly, Sacrifice Sits, like I say, you got a buzz about you right now, and hopefully that just continues to snowball and build and roll down that hill and get faster and faster and knock out any motherfucker that wants to stand in the way.
Thank you very much. I'm Banksy.
No, it's the camera trick. It's the camera trick. I don't know how you do it.
8 months' time, this is going to be used.
Cheers, buddy.
Have a day. Thank you.
There we have it, folks. Hustle Malone for second time on Figure 4 Radio. Second time was a charm. Hustle Malone, thank you very much for joining me this week. So if you don't already, folks, give us a like on Facebook. That's facebook.com/Figure4Radio. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Figure4Radio. Follow me, the Mastermind Ollie Spring, and that's at F4R_Mastermind. That's on Twitter. We have our website, which is figure4radio.weebly.com. There's all sorts of fun stuff over there, information on all our podcasts, some character bios, some blog posts. Head over there and check out what's going on. And, of course, if you don't already, subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Podomatic, TuneIn Radio app, Mixcloud, anywhere you get your podcasts. Give us a search, and I'm sure we're going to pop up. And my favourite new section to our sign-off are bookings and upcoming events. So, May the 14th, Sacrifice Pro Wrestling. That's at Cedar School, Leighton Buzzard, hopesacrifice.bigcartel.com. July the 28th, Exposure Wrestling, Parky Scarlets in Llanelli. Hopefully I said that right. exposureentertainment.co.uk. And then July 29th, Wrestling League, Kingsway Hall in Harwich. That's wrestlingleague.pivotshare.com. You can catch us at all those three places. May 14th, Sacrifice Pro. July 28th, Exposure Wrestling. July 29th, Wrestling League. If you want to book me for your wrestling show, you need a commentator, you want to put the cherry on top of your product, get in touch on Facebook, on Twitter. We will get back to you, and we will definitely be up for it. But that's all we have time for this week. Next week we will be back on Monday, as I will be joined by Kai Brand and some other familiar faces. God knows what's going to happen, and I say, if you listened to Brand's Warfare a few weeks ago, you'll know that chaos can erupt. But folks, that's all we have time for this week. It's been a pleasure. From the Mastermind Ollie Spring and Hustle Malone, we'll see you next week on Figure 4 Radio.